Hello and welcome back to True Crime Guys podcast. I'm your host, Michael, and you know I brought Andy here.
Ooh, it's so nice and cozy in here today, Michael.
It's nice in here, man. It's fall.
It feels like fall is finally upon us.
My favorite season.
Spooky season, Michael.
Yes, and we have a spooky one for us today with Denmark's Elon Musk. That's what we're talking about today.
Ooh, okay.
As some people call him, but not nearly as, well, I was going to say charming, but Elon Musk is quite a controversial figure nowadays.
I wouldn't say charming.
No,
I would not ever. Charming and him don't
I
go
think
hand in hand.
He's a little more murderer than Elon Musk. How about that?
Slightly more. Okay.
I think that's a very factual thing to say about him.
Okay, very factual on this one particular.
Yeah.
More confirmed kills than Elon Musk.
He does. But he's also into building rockets like Elon Musk. They have a lot in common. I think they would have hung out and probably liked each other's company. Unfortunately. But today we are talking about the Kim Wall and Peter Madsen case. But before we get into that, I got to remind you guys that you can catch these episodes early and ad-free on Patreon, patreon.com/truecrimeguys, where for just $3 a month you get access to these episodes, usually a couple days early with no ads and some bonus content. Me and Andy talked for, 20 or so minutes before we got into this today. And it's about all kinds of stuff. We talk about the case a little bit. We also talk about life and just what's going on, all kinds of stuff. Again, that's patreon.com/truecrimeguys. But today, we're talking about the Submarine Killer, Peter Madsen, this case took place in Denmark in 2017. Kim Wall was a journalist who had heard about a man who was inventing homemade submarines. Kim met Peter Madsen to learn more about this peculiar man, Denmark's Elon Musk, if you will, and the events of their evening together, to be honest, are as brutal as any crime we've ever covered. So if you're into warnings, there you go.
Oh.
That's your warning.
And I mean, over the past couple of years now, we've seen what happens to homemade submarine creators. They just don't have a good track record over the past couple of years.
And homemade submarine is a very, very modest explanation. Like, this guy has a whole company that builds submarines. Like, he's just an individual.
Yeah.
Okay.
A homemade submarine sounds like an oxymoron in and of itself.
Yeah. You shouldn't do it.
It's
right?
like, that's not a thing, right?
Don't do that. Don't do that. But guys, let's get into it because this one's nuts. So there's your warning. We'll see you on the other side.
As you wish.
I've been very honest in this, and I've been a little bit too open maybe, but and this is as much me just asking you as ordinary people. You're aware of the fact maybe that psychopaths exist amongst us, human predators that walks around and grabs people and use them and throw them out used and maybe stalk them afterwards and so on. There are human predators amongst us. And psychopathic people are often very charismatic. They are excellent speakers. They're convincing. They are having illusions of self-grandeur and have no regard for anyone else. And he will try really to punish those people who have been under his spell. He will try to punish them afterwards by stalking them, by talking badly about them, all these things. There is the possibility that you've simply come upon a human predator. And I wouldn't know. Because do the psychopaths know that he's a psychopath? I'm not sure.
So today, let's start with meeting Kim Wall, or Vol, as it's probably pronounced, right, Andy?
Yeah, this is Sweden.
It's just difficult for me to read the obvious word wall and say Vol for this entire timeline. So forgive me when I probably say Wall.
Okay.
But know that it's Kim Vol.
Vol.
But she was born on March 23rd, 1987 in Trelleborg. Trelleborg?
It sounds so fantastical.
It does. Trelleborg, Sweden. Kim graduated with honors from Columbia University, where she obtained master's degrees in journalism and relations and international affairs in New York City. She was quite accomplished. Kim Wall was an adventure seeker. She enjoyed her job and was an award-winning journalist. She traveled constantly for work, which took her all over the world. She reported on post-war Sri Lanka to Cuba's underground tech scene, all kinds of stuff. She wrote about identity, gender, pop culture, social justice, and foreign policy. She didn't shy away from the tough stuff. But on Thursday, August 10th, 2017, Kim, she was 30 years old at the time, and her boyfriend, Ole Staub, as I like to call him. I'm butchering his name.
Ole?
It's OLESTOBBE.
Ole?
Ole Staub?
Ole?
It's probably Ole. Right?
Ole!
But he was a Danish designer, and the two were preparing to host a farewell party before they moved to Beijing, China. The couple was going to move on August 16th and just wanted to celebrate with some friends and say their goodbyes.
Very international couple here.
Very. Now, before the party, Kim received a text from 47-year-old Peter Madsen. What timing? You know, the self-described inventrepreneur. It's very hard to say.
You can't make up a title.
Yeah, he's an inventrepreneur. That's so Elon Musk of him to give himself a title.
That just makes, all I could think of when I read this in the timeline was Charlie from It's Always Sunny with I'm a Falon rapist.
Yeah, we'll leave that there. But yeah, so Peter Madsen texts her, inviting her to interview him, right? Now, earlier in the year, Kim had already tried to reach out to Peter about his plans to build a rocket, because apparently that was also on the agenda for Peter Madsen. He wants to go to space in a rocket that, he built. So Elon Musk of him once again. But he was offering for Kim to come check out his midget submarine called the UC-3 Nautilus. It was a 60-foot vessel that he had built himself. So before we get into this, let's get a little background on Peter, okay? He was born in 1971. He grew up in Denmark, and he had kind of an odd family dynamic. His mother was over 30 years younger than his father, and she already had 3 other sons from 2 other men when they got together.
Okay.
Now, Carl, that's Peter's dad, his biological father, was said to be abusive towards his stepchildren, but not so much to Peter. And
Very much the Elon Musk of Denmark.
Yeah, and eventually causing Annie to take the kids and leave. And after a few years with Mom, Peter eventually went to live with his dad, Carl, because apparently they had a lot in common.
Jesus. Yeah, it's like the fucking mold.
Right? It's weird. Now, Peter and Carl were both mechanically inclined. Peter took after his father and developed a fascination for war and rockets.
That's a weird thing to be fascinated with. Rockets, one thing, but war? That's a...
Well, that's where their gifts come in handy. That's where you make the money, right?
We're going to put a pin in that one.
Yeah, exactly. But friends described him as someone who did not enjoy being contradicted and was quite uncompromising. No shit.
Okay.
But nevertheless, Peter and his father built rockets that did actually work. And his father passed away when he was just 18 years old. So Peter ended up marrying in November of 2011. His wife worked in the film industry, and he had also helped in his workshop, and she had also helped in his workshop in Copenhagen. His wife had chosen to remain anonymous through most of the things you find, and her identity has not been released by the media that I could find.
Yeah, she's one of those people who's just like, I didn't do this.
Yeah, she has nothing to do with this. Leave her alone. But Peter claimed he and his wife were in an open relationship, and he was often seen attending orgies and fetish parties. And Peter also kept up his intense personality as he grew up. His colleagues said that he was hot-tempered and erratic.
It's always nice when one party of the relationship is like, we're in an open relationship. Can I get that from both parties? Why? I said we're.
Yeah.
Why do you?
Yeah, there you go. What more do you need? So now with that little background on Peter, let's go back to his meeting with Kim. So Kim agrees to join him on the submarine for 2 hours to conduct the interview, and the plan was that her boyfriend would pick her up later that night when it was over. Around 7 p.m., Kim met Peter at the docking area in the harbor and boarded the Nautilus. Between 8:30 and 9, a passing ship actually saw them and took pictures of the two of them on the deck of the submarine, just kind of hanging out.
It wasn't the Nautilus like Captain Ahab or Captain Nemo's ship or something like that. That's like, wasn't it like a giant seafaring vessel? It's like,
I'm sure it was.
Fucking pick, like just prick.
Right.
It's like, can't even be original enough to pick up your own name. It's like, I named it the Nautilus. Where'd you get that name? I thought about it. Did you?
Did you? But Kim texted her boyfriend. This is ominous in hindsight, but she texted him, quote, "I'm still alive, but I'm going down now. I love you. He brought coffee and cookies," end quote. And that was actually the last text she sent to Ole. From that point on, any text that he sent her went unanswered. The submarine never returned to the harbor, and Kim's partner Ole called the police at 1:43 a.m. that night to report Kim missing. The Nautilus sub was sighted in Koji Bay, about 30 miles south of Copenhagen, at 10:30 a.m. the next morning. There was a rescue helicopter dispatched, and they were able to contact Peter via the radio. The Nautilus was going down, and they could tell. Some fishermen, and not in a good way, not like a submarine.
Oh, no.
Like in a sunken ship.
No, I mean, it was
like,
sort of going down like a homemade submarine does. Yeah, those homemade ones that typically don't, stay underwater for more than they're supposed to.
Exactly. But some fishermen that were in the area, they helped Peter out of the water and took him to the harbor for safety. When asked about Kim, he said he dropped her off at a dock area, which this dock area happened to have a restaurant with cameras and CCTV footage, and there was no sign of the Nautilus ever docking at that port.
Always.
Spoiler alert.
Always preemptively look for your sites that you're going to tell them. Like,
right.
Oh yeah, I was there. Have you been there before? No. Why? Well, you should have checked that out first.
Yeah. So naturally, reporters start swarming Peter. Like, Peter is pretty famous in Denmark at this time. Okay, we're not selling him short by saying he's the Denmark Elon Musk. As far as engineers and inventors go in Denmark, he's very popular. So reporters swarm Peter, and they ask him what happened. And he talks about how the ballast tank of the submarine had an issue, which caused the tub to sink. Basically, the ballast tank holds air or water, whichever it needs, which is used to provide stability, control buoyancy, and to provide even load as the submarine is entering the water and coming back to surface.
Yeah, making it
basically
a functional submarine.
Yeah. But they didn't really give a shit about that because everyone was more concerned with, where is Kim? Where is the reporter?
Yeah, you had a reporter on this tiny submarine.
That was allegedly on this submarine. Especially since none of her family members or her boyfriend had heard from her all night. The police were also not satisfied with his bullshit. And the same day, Peter was arrested and charged with negligent manslaughter and murder. Peter initially stated that he had dropped Kim off that same night, around 10 p.m. And she had left the harbor, and he hadn't seen her since.
That's pretty crazy that same day. No body, no nothing. They're just like, we're charging you with manslaughter and murder. Well, same day.
Neglect and manslaughter, yes, / murder, possibly, right?
Just this notion of like, well, nobody's heard from her, not even 24 hours. And they're like...
Well, they're saying, look, you at least lost her.
Yeah.
At the very least, you weren't paying attention. Maybe she fell overboard, hit her head, died. Who knows?
Mm-hmm. But the fact that at this point, they do not have evidence of any foul play.
Welcome to Denmark.
And they're just like, nope.
They're not fucking around.
Yep, we're charging you today. Like,
right.
That's crazy to
Guilty
me.
till proven innocent.
Yeah, they're just like, we think you did it. I'm pretty sure you did it. You're pretty weird.
Yeah. But they had a pretty good hunch. So let's get to some of the physical evidence here. On August 13th, the Nautilus submarine was raised out of the water and finally put on land for investigation in northern Copenhagen. On August 21st, a cyclist found a torso washed up on the beach. Authorities say that the torso had the head, arms, and legs removed. And on August 23rd, DNA test determined that it was Kim Wall. They concluded that she had been bound. They also found between 14 to 15 stab wounds in and near her groin and genital area. Plus, her lungs showed signs of asphyxia, revealing she was either strangled or cut at the throat. Metal bars had been attached to her torso in an attempt to hold it beneath the water. On August 25th, Peter faces preliminary charges of indecent handling of a corpse. By September, there's a pretrial hearing. Peter changes the story. Oh, imagine that, since all this new evidence come out.
Oh, shit. Oh,
yeah,
that girl,
he's got a new story. Don't worry. He's ready to tell the truth now. This time he claimed Kim died after being struck on the head by the submarine's hatch cover. Entirely by accident, he says. He said he lost his grip on the hatch cover, which is 155 pounds, by the way, which he was holding up for her, and it hit her on the head, causing her skull to fracture. And that was when he decided to bury her at sea, he said.
Oh my God. That's not even a good story. That's not even a good excuse. It's like, listen, she accidentally died, so I figured it was my responsibility to bury her at sea.
What?
Why are you all looking at me? Like, how is this a crime?
How is this a crime? He's an engineer, not a storyteller.
How is this a crime?
But on October 7th, authorities found 2 plastic bags in Koji Bay containing Kim's head, legs, clothes, and a knife. These bags were found to be weighed down with metal pipes and found a little over half a mile away from where Kim's torso was found. And police used dental records to confirm. On October 12th, a saw was found in the water. They're just finding literally everything.
This guy just...
this search was incredible.
Exactly. He just literally just was like just floating around, tossing things out in a straight path,
Apparently. But on October 12th, they found a saw in the water. And on November 22nd, Kim's left arm was found by divers in the sea south of Copenhagen. And then on the 29th, her right arm was found by divers in the sea south of the Danish capital. So at the end of October, almost a month had passed, and post-mortem examination was finally able to be scheduled and performed on all of these pieces of Kim, unfortunately. And when they did the autopsy on the head in particular, they found that there were no signs of blunt force trauma.
Yeah, 155-pound metal hatch falling on your head.
Yeah, gave no signs of trauma, Andy. It's probably fine.
That probably wouldn't even leave a mark.
Right. So the hatch cover story was bullshit. However, they were at the same time unable to really determine the cause of death, at least not confidently at this time.
It'd be almost impossible to at this point.
Exactly.
Like I said, if the head does not have clear signs of blunt force trauma, but she's missing her head and her arms.
Don't you find it odd that he threw all these pieces into the ocean in a bag instead of just throwing them out for fish and wildlife to eat on?
There was part of me that did, and there was also part of me that, like, knowing the time of when this crime took place, there's a part of me that looks back, and because it's also been, back in the pop culture zeitgeist, but like, this is very Dexter-esque. It's almost like this guy watched Dexter, the TV show, and tried to replicate that like this body disposal method of like cutting up the bodies into these specific pieces, putting them in trash bags, dumping them in the bay, just like the Bay Harbor Butcher, basically of Dexter, and thinking that they wouldn't get found or wouldn't get tied back to him. But it's like he was doing it for nefarious reasons instead of what the
But
show
it's
Dexter's
like you're
about.
the last one to be seen with a reporter who is connected to so many people. Mm-hmm. And you are a celebrity of sorts in your area.
Yep.
And you really think people are just going to turn a blind eye?
I mean, you saw the fact that this guy's stories, his first story just seemed like, why are you asking me questions about, like, okay, she died. Like, why are you, I told you she died. I'd put her in the ocean. Like, what's the problem?
Yeah.
Like,
well,
this
the problem
mentality
is,
of like, it's not an issue for him.
Exactly. But the problem for him was all the evidence. And on October 30th, Peter, of course, changed his story again. At this point, Peter finally admits to dismembering Kim, but continues to deny that he intentionally killed her. This time, he tells a story that she could have died after inhaling some exhaust gases, like carbon monoxide. She could have. Yeah, Andy, she could have.
In this 2-person sub that I'm also in with her.
Yeah, she could have died and not me. I mean, who knows? Yeah. Peter said the fumes made it impossible for him to go down and rescue her. So he had to go up to another compartment. Maybe she was down there just dying in fumes. So he had to wait it out. And when there was finally a time he could go down to get her, she was past the point of resuscitation. But he tried to revive her for an hour. Yeah, I bet you did. Mm-hmm. And then he said it was hard to carry her lifeless body up to the deck of the submarine, so he decided the only way to get her out was to dismember her, because he didn't see any other option.
This man is terrible at excuses.
Yes.
It's like he's never actually had to come up with a real excuse for any of his actions.
No, he's never had to compromise in his life until now.
Like I said, why are you asking me follow-up questions?
Right. Just take my word for fact, God. Like everyone else does in my life.
Jeez.
But shockingly enough, the post-mortem performed on her torso showed no signs of exhaust fumes or gases in her lungs. And the sub was inspected by experts to prove there was no leaks or issues with any of the fumes. There was no leaks in the chamber, in the gas.
It's like we've looked over this sub here, Peter. There's no leaks. There does appear to be blood everywhere.
Right.
But no gas leaks. No gas leaks, Peter.
Well, I'm sure he left the hatch open as the submarine sank, right, to wash everything out. But on January 16, 2018, finally, Peter was formally charged. They finally had enough. The charges he was dealt was murder, indecent handling of a corpse, and sexual assault. The prosecution accused him of having tortured Kim before killing her by cutting her throat or strangling her, more likely. And prosecutors also said Peter was a dark inventor who turned murderer. The prosecution said the authorities had found videos of women being decapitated, impaled, and tortured on his own personal hard drive. Also, a woman Peter had sexual relationship with previously turned over text where he actually told her about a murder plot which he hatched out on his submarine, which involved cutting up a woman's body.
Dude.
So specific.
You are literally giving a play-by-play and then being like, why are you asking me these things? It's not like I...
He's almost a sociopath, right, Andy? It's crazy.
Gonna do... Oh, I did say I was going to do... Well, it's not like I said it was going to be Kim. I did say it was going to be Kim.
I did say it was going to be... Yeah, he's a sociopath. A web search including the terms beheading, girl, and agony was made on August 9th, 2017, the night before Kim was murdered, and a decapitation video only hours before Kim boarded the sub that day. Ugh. Prosecutor Jacob Butch Jepson told the court that no traces of Peter's DNA had been found on Kim's body, but traces of his semen were found in the underpants, which were secured from Peter after the arrest, which he had on him.
Oh.
Yeah. Also under questioning, Peter denied ejaculating while he was with Kim, so it most likely happened while dismembering her.
I mean,
or
either way,
afterwards, dude. I don't know. It was also discovered that Peter had slept with Kim's dead body for 2 hours, as he said that he contemplated suicide before eventually deciding to dismember her and get rid of the body.
Dude, nobody's going to believe any of your stories, man.
Right?
Every single one of your stories.
You don't know what to believe.
No, your stories are so ridiculous.
It's like, I get this came out in questioning, but then also I think suicide had to have ran through his head. I mean, the guy's not an idiot.
No.
He has to realize he's going down for this. There's no way you're getting out of this at this point, body or not.
No, especially if you're this well known.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. And the reporter, she's well known. She's connected to a lot of people in her life. She might not be famous, but she's connected to tons of people.
Yeah, people know she's with you.
Exactly.
Like,
and so, yeah, it's just, you would have to think he had to have contemplated suicide before he even committed the murder. And maybe he took it too far, and then he was like, oh, shit, I'll just kill myself. And then he couldn't do it.
Probably.
Then he couldn't do it.
Sounds definitely like a coward.
The authorities were still trying to find more evidence to use against Peter in the trial, but on January 12th, the police stopped searching for Kim or Peter's cell phones because they believed that they'd probably just been thrown overboard. That was two things that they were not able to find. On January 16th, 2018, a new indictment for Peter was released for homicide that took place with prior planning and preparation. They basically wanted to get him for premeditation due to the fact that in August, before Kim boarded the sub, Peter added extra items to the sub that really just added to the weight and were not necessary. So, stuff like, I don't know, a saw, sharpened screwdrivers, and spare metal pipes. It's like, why would you bring all that extra weight and equipment in a submarine?
Also, why'd you put it on the manifest, Peter? Why did you...
Yeah, exactly.
Did you actually inventory your kill kit and leave it on the...
Probably. The trial began on March 8, 2018 at Copenhagen Courthouse. During the trial, Peter spoke about himself in third person. It was pretty awkward. Switching between present and past tense, and he made a lot of movie references. He went as far as to apologize for his account because he says, I know this sounds like a bad movie.
Dude.
Yikes.
Yeah, it does.
Peter also claimed that his lies were to protect Kim's family from the truth of her gruesome murder. And, so was the poison in the hatch. Like all that stuff, the carbon monoxide poisoning, the door hatch, all that. He says he was just trying to protect her family.
Oh, how thoughtful. How so kind of you.
How heroic. And then when questioned about the violent videos he watched, he explained that watching women suffer brought out his empathy and his tendency to always root for the underdog.
Dude, you're so bad at lying. You're so bad at lying. I know small children who are better at lying than you. You're so bad at lying.
He really is. And then when being questioned at trial about the dismemberment, he said, "What do you do when you have a big problem? You divide it up."
Oh my God.
The hits just keep coming, right?
Dude,
it's like,
there's nothing. There's no good things about this person.
What the fuck is wrong with him? He showed no empathy and continued with the claim that he did dismember Kim, but he did not murder her. Never admitted to that.
Dude, come on.
But by April 25th, there was a verdict. Peter Madsen would receive life in prison with a guilty conviction of all 3 charges. The judges at the trial called this case one marked with unusual brutality. I'd say so. The court also ordered him to pay an amount equal to approximately $19,700 to Kim's boyfriend, as well as for the submarine to be destroyed. Around this time, Peter's wife also leaves him.
Only 19.
She said she's done with this open relationship.
Hell yeah, I didn't. This open
You took it too
relationship
far,
is
Peter.
closed.
It's closed.
But it's 19,000 to her boyfriend. That is
I know,
just,
right?
That's just like weird.
Right?
A small amount.
It doesn't seem enough, but it's also better than nothing, right? It's like, I don't know. On September 26, Peter did try to appeal his sentence, but luckily the High Court of Eastern Denmark upheld it. The story of Peter does not end there, though. In August of 2018, he was admitted to the hospital after he was attacked in prison by a fellow inmate who was only 18 years old. Had enough of his bullshit. Then finally, in September of 2020, Peter admitted in a Danish documentary that he had killed Kim, stating, "The only one who is guilty is me."
Oh, you mean the only person who was there?
The only other person. Yeah, duh. We
Yeah,
know that already.
everybody knows.
You're the only one who doesn't know that. But on October 20th, 2020, Peter made a great attempt at freedom. And great may be a stretch. It wasn't a very good attempt. But he made an attempt at freedom.
He made a
Okay.
brief attempt.
When he briefly escaped from prison by threatening the prison psychologist using a, quote, pistol-like object. That would never work in America.
Oh my God.
Peter then attempted to flee equipped with what he claimed to be a bomb belt.
He is literally using movie ideas.
He
He did
is.
the fucking John Dillinger thing with the wooden gun, break
Yep.
out of prison, and then he pulled a Tommy Boy where he puts
Yep.
the road. No, that's
The
not
road-
dynamite.
It's a road
These are road
flares.
flares.
Yeah, and then he runs through the parking lot. You can watch this whole thing on YouTube. It's on CCTV footage, and usually there's like clown music playing in the background. It's just so funny.
Put some Benny Hill music in there.
Yes, that's what it is. Yeah, and you can watch this entire thing on YouTube. The guards are just screaming at him, and it's just hilarious. It's like he would have been shot so fast in America, dude.
If you speed it up, it is a Benny Hill skit.
It is.
Just running around in a circle of people just waving their arms like.
It is. It's a silent comedy. Speed that bitch up. But also, the bomb squad was deployed, and Peter was surrounded and apprehended by police about a third of a mile away from the prison, and he was quickly taken back into custody. You know, they called the bomb squad just to be safe. Obviously, he didn't have a bomb belt.
These road.
That was just his last little attempt. The escape was at 10:21 p.m. and only lasted minutes before he went back to prison. He wasn't out long at all.
He basically was like a dog that got off the leash for a second. And
Yeah.
was like, no, come back, come
Keep your
back.
ass back here.
Okay.
But currently, Peter is at the Herstvester prison, just outside of Copenhagen. And while in prison, guess what, Andy? He got married.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
This is a closed relationship, though.
Very close. Closed behind iron bars.
Exactly. It's closed off. But he got married to Jenny Kirpin, a 39-year-old Russian artist and former journalist. She married Peter on December 19th, 2019, according to her Facebook page, of course. She said that her marriage to Madsen was genuine. And she also wrote, quote, "My husband committed a horrible crime, and he is punished for that. However, knowing him for real gives me an exclusive right to say that I am lucky to be with the most beautiful, smart, talented, devoted, and empathetic person and man ever. Person and man, Andy. Ugh. My husband is the one of two victims of his crime, and staying alive was punishment itself for him."
Man, I bet he is
Nope.
so empathetic and devoted
So empathetic.
in prison, where he cannot do anything else but write
Right.
to you.
Right, exactly.
So devoted.
Exactly. And at the time, Jenny was still working as a journalist when she launched a project in mid-2018 to apparently talk with Peter. And soon, Jenny realized she needed some form of collaboration with Peter himself. And so in autumn of 2018, their talks began. Her visits to the prison basically began. And they became pen pals in August of 2018. And Peter had actually received other female admirers, okay? He had choices.
They always do, and
right?
It's fucking gross.
It is gross. According to a later Facebook entry, though, of Jenny's, they got divorced on January 7th, 2022.
I thought he was the most devoted man.
I know.
What happened,
She's
Jenny?
done with them.
Jenny, what
She's
happened?
done with them. Jenny, a little side note, Jenny also had 2 kids and was married before. And the father of those 2 kids continued to live with her, and they raised the kids together while she was married to Peter throughout these 2 or 3 years. Well, from 2018 to 24 years. She was living with her ex-husband, but married to Peter. It was weird.
That just seems like such a weird relationship to where that husband was just like, I feel like she's just going through a phase. And
yeah, I'm just going to hang around, make sure the kids are okay.
I'll hang around until she gets this out of her system. It's, she goes through these sometimes.
Yeah, just a weird little fun fact for you. I found that odd. But on a good note, the family of Kim and the International Women's Media Foundation, they grant 2 women journalists as the recipients of the Kim Wall Memorial Fund Scholarship every single year. So they give away 2 scholarships in her name to aspiring journalists every year to keep her memory alive. And as far as I know, they're still doing that. I mean, it hasn't been that long ago, really, 2017.
No, I'm sure it's still going.
Yeah, not even 10 years ago. So...
But yeah, we got the
insane
Danish
story.
Elon Musk just stuck in a prison now, divorced again.
I'm sure he'll get another female admirer. He'll be all right.
How many open relationships can you have?
Right. Can't have any now, like what we talked about.
I mean, all of your relationships will be open on the others.
On the other side.
You got no real...
He's semi-open.
Yeah.
Oh, he's got options, just not the ones he wants. He's got options.
It's a very small pool he's fishing from.
Yeah.
He's going to catch some stinkers in that pool, Michael.
Yeah. I bet he is. But you know what would help with those? Some Oh My Gaia.
Won't catch no stinkers with Oh My Gaia, Michael.
You will not. Because Oh My Gaia is an innovative, all-natural deodorant, fragrance, and beard oil company specializing in paraben and aluminum-free organic products. And there's tons of scents to choose from at Oh My Gaia. You can find them at ohmygaia.com, like vanilla, cherry almond, sandalwood, lavender, lemongrass, Egyptian musk, coconut, dreamsicle, leather, lumberjack, honeysuckle. There's sweet pea, sailor, barbershop, and we have our own scent called True Crimepine. And because you guys are True Crime Guys listeners, you can use the code word Crimepine, all one word, CRIMEPINE, all one word, no spaces, Crimepine, for 15% off your order. And you can check them out. Check out deals and specials at shop_ohmygaia on Instagram or ohmygaia.com. That's OHMYGAIA.com. Guys, you won't regret it. Oh My Gaia has been with us for years. Some of the best natural deodorant, beard oil, and fragrances out there. Also, don't forget to check out Patreon, patreon.com/truecrimeguys, where for just a couple bucks a month, you can get access to a lot of entertainment. Again, that's patreon.com/truecrimeguys. You get access to these episodes early, ad-free, with bonus content. Not to mention tons of Patreon-exclusive episodes that we've done over the years. Other shows that have been vaulted. The first 200 episodes of True Crime Guys is on Patreon as well. Everything we've ever created. So make sure you guys check that out. Make sure you leave a review or follow us, subscribe on wherever you're listening, whether it be Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Podbean, whatever you're doing. We appreciate you very much. If you have a case suggestion, you can look us up on social media at True Crime Guys or send it to truecrimeguys@gmail.com. It's easy. Check out truecrimeguys.com. We have a vinyl. We have an album.
Yes, we do.
16-song LP for your listening pleasure. If you're into vinyl or if you are a collector, get one of the rarest albums ever made.
Yes. Right up there with the
No
Wu-Tang
doubt.
Clan.
It is rare. And you can only find them at truecrimeguys.com. All right. I think that's pretty much it. Andy, you got anything?
I don't think so, Michael.
All right. Well, guys, we'll be back next week with another True Crime Guys case. Until then, just keep on creeping.
Bye.